guys, welcome to another segment of the Health Hive with me, Maria Jones. Today we're going to talk about menstrual health, and under menstrual health we're going to talk about the economy vis-a-vis the price of the sanitary towels, how the students in the university cope. We're also going to talk about the mental state of a woman during her menstruation, and also we're going to talk about the management of polycystic ovarian syndrome. With me here is Daisy Nasike, a student at the University of Nairobi, as well as a menstrual health activist. Hi Daisy.
Hi Maria.
Kindly tell the audience more about yourself.
Okay, I am Daisy Nasike, a fourth-year student at the University of Nairobi, taking Bachelor of Arts in Communication, and I'm really passionate about menstrual health and wellness generally for the girl child. I feel like this is a topic that society does not talk about it a lot, and it needs to be talked about. It's like a taboo topic, and for women who are half the percentage of the population, we need to really highlight this because so many things, it affects so many parts of their lives.
Thank you, Daisy. The price of sanitary towels has increased. So how has it affected you as a student, and how do you cope?
Okay, initially we could get sanitary towels for as low as 40 shillings, but currently the cheapest one I think is 69, 70 shillings around there. And for a student, I really need to budget well. A while back we used to have this, they're like ATMs for pads, where you would insert a 20 shillings coin and you get one pad, and I think that was really good for me as a student. It really worked for me, but now it's not there. We hope it's just management, or they're feeling
Where was it? In your halls of residence?
Yeah, it was at my halls of residence.
Okay.
And now we just have to budget well. And yeah, I think that's how we are coping, just budgeting and making sure that you have enough money for it on time.
Thank you, Daisy. Do you agree that during menstruation a woman is affected mentally? Have you ever been affected mentally, and if so, how have you coped, especially as a student? Yeah.
You find that during that time there is hormones that are in play, so your moods are affected, you are in pain, and you still have to show up in the spaces that you are called to show up in. For me as a student, it's in class and in social spaces in school where I'm plugged in. So I think it affects mental health, especially when those around you don't understand. And sometimes you also don't understand why you're moody, and it really affects how you interact with other people. Yeah.
Thank you. Talking about menstrual pads, we know we have the disposable ones and we have the reusable ones that came about to actually remedy the plight of actually spending your money every month buying sanitary towels. Also matters environment, where we have to conserve the environment. What is your take on reusable pads as well as menstrual cups?
Yeah, I'll start with the menstrual cup. For the first buy, I feel like it's a bit pricey, but when you look at the time, it's usable for I think a year, 12 months or more, for some depending on their production. For me as a student, buying it the first time is actually pricey compared to using the sanitary towels. And then the situation, we have shared bathrooms. I feel like it's not applicable now that I'm sharing the bathrooms, because you have to wash it before you reuse it. And if you're sharing, it's a bit uncomfortable for me as a student in the situation and the living situation I am in. And also when you're in public, in town or anywhere, if you need to change, you need to have water, you need to have the privacy, and I don't think it's applicable if you're moving about. Maybe it's different for other people who use it. They can maybe tell us in the comments.
Okay.
And for the reusable pads, I think they're really a good way especially for those people who are in marginalized communities. It's a better option rather than using cloth, which sometimes the material that they use is not convenient and allows for bacterial infections and the likes. So I think the reusable pad is affordable and it can work. It can work for a student because it has a what is it called, waterproof pack where you can keep them and wash them later at your own convenience.
Still on menstruation, we have these other special groups of women who have polycystic ovarian syndrome, also known as PCOS. What do you have to say, knowing that you have friends and also relatives who may be going through the same issue? Is it the same for them as the other girls, or do you think there are things or certain management that needs to be done, especially during menstruation?
I think there are women like me who have like normal periods, and I'm not saying it's painless, but it's bearable. You can still go about your business. But for people who suffer from PCOS, they have more painful periods, they have nausea, they have really tough pains, or their pain is really bad. And I think for management, if it's in school, we need to have like sick days like allowed for in a month for people who have PCOS. And if it's in workplaces, the management needs to understand these people are a special group, and therefore they need that special treatment where they can have sick days. It's like a week or 3 days. Yeah, I think it's important for them to be considered in society because it's not normal.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Daisy, for this interactive and informative conversation we've had here today. Sadly, guys, we have to say goodbye as this brings us to the end of the show. But remember, this is the place where you can get all the information you need about reproductive health. I have been your host, Kiberenge Maria Jones. Thank you so much for staying tuned in. Catch us next time, same place. Goodbye.